Thank you everybody for 10,000 subscribers. This is huge. I could not be more thankful for you guys for deciding to follow me along on this YouTube journey. So to celebrate this incredible milestone right at the beginning of the year, I decided to answer some of your guys' questions. A while back, I asked you guys to ask me any questions that you might have about me, the series, photography in general. So today I will be answering those questions to the best of my ability. What is your best advice for shooting in low light? Long exposure with a tripod if you can, and if you can't, just crank up the ISO and trust that Lightroom's denoising effect will do a great job. Personal favorite so far. I mean, pretty self-explanatory. What got you into photography, and do you plan to keep your daily hard photo series? Obviously, I didn't do the hard photos daily. That takes so much time and effort out of my everyday life. I'm not doing the daily hard photos anymore. And what got me into photography is, I guess, just growing up around it. As long as I can remember, my grandfather had like a little camcorder and he would record home videos. He bought the first iPhone when it came out. He was big into technology and was always there with a camera. And as we got older, he let us use his camera equipment to make short skits or videos. I tried my hand at stop motion. Me and my sister would make those iMovie trailers or like make short films on iMovie. And I loved video. So when I bought my own camera, the Canon 80D, which I bought specifically to make videos with, I was like, well, I bought this expensive piece of equipment that takes photos. I'm gonna start taking photos. How many funny sticks would a Schlanman smoke if a Schlanman smoked funny sticks? I don't smoke as much as you all think I do. It's probably like 3 a week. But most of them don't count, After dinner doesn't count. Social gatherings don't count. With a beer doesn't count. So in reality, none. What's the main idea behind the hard photos every day? So it was a few different things, actually. I've been making videos here on YouTube for many years now. Hasn't really gone anywhere. I love making videos. Even when I was getting no views on anything, I'd still make videos because I enjoy doing it. And then I downloaded TikTok, started making short videos on there, and they would do relatively well. So since I have this need to make videos and entertain people, I stuck with TikTok a lot. And then I posted one video, took off, I think got like 50 million views, the boobs car video. It finally happened! I'm so happy! I had to pull over on the freeway. My car's mileage is boobs. But then I was known as the boobs car guy on TikTok. They're like, oh, you're the boobs car guy. I didn't like that. So after I'd made my hard photos YouTube video, I wanted to give myself a challenge to try to grow my personal brand and see if I can make an image of myself other than being the boobs car guy. What hobbies do you have other than photography? I like making things out of cardboard. I made that Penitent one helmet out of cardboard a while back. I like woodworking. I was a carpenter for a while. I made the bat too. Anything with making things, I very much like. Oh, and like drawing, mostly doodling. I carry a notebook with me everywhere. I had like themed pages where I would just doodle things that was appropriate to the theme of the page. I don't know. Why aren't you shaving? How did you know that there we go. Clean shaven, and I got a monster. What is your favorite prop that I used? Other than cigarettes, of course. I'm not really sure. I think my favorite usage of a prop would be Muggsy here in the back on day 25 when I cut a watermelon in half. That was really fun to do, and the photo that came out of it was also pretty cool. Do you take the result of the polls to dictate your approach when making your next photo? Yes, 100%. I tried to make my photos as different as I possibly could, and in that case, I could sort of narrow down what sort of things you guys liked, what you didn't like, and what sort of themes and looks I should replicate more. How do you come up with such amazing photo ideas? I have no clue. The way my brain works, things just pop up. I don't really know how to say it. My brain never really shuts off. There's always something going on up here, and eventually, my brain just leads me down this train of thought, and by the end of it, I have an idea. How much time do you spend daily on making photos? Depending on the size of the photo and how much time I'd have, between idea and posting, sometimes it would be as little as an hour, sometimes as much as like 4 or 5. This photo was like an all-day project. I think from beginning to end, it was like a full maybe 10 or 12-hour deal. How long does it typically take to brainstorm a picture, or does it just come to you naturally on the fly? I'd say about 50% of them would just come to me naturally. The other 50, it would take anywhere between like 5 to 30 minutes of looking around, seeing what options I had, and trying to figure out what to do with what was available to me. Where did you draw inspiration from when trying to come up with over 300 plus ideas for photos? Anything. Anything that I had at my disposal, anything that I saw online, anything that I heard during the day, anything at all. How did I find time to do these every day? I had to make time. If I didn't have it done, I couldn't see anyone, I couldn't go to the gym, I couldn't hang out with friends. The second I got home from work, I would work on the hard photo. And if I knew that I wasn't going to be able to, I would stay up past midnight and work on it in the early morning hours and post it during like lunchtime. Did you ever film in advance the reels for the hard photo? I always filmed everything the same day, but there was 1 or 2 times that I filmed the video before I took the photo. The 4th of July was one of them, if that's what you meant. But regardless, the video itself was still taken the same day the photo was. The most preparation I would do is, take the photo and the video at like 2 or 3 in the morning. I could see you were losing motivation on your newer photos. Burnout is insane. How do you deal with it? So for the last bit of the series, I wasn't losing motivation. I was just exhausted. But there were times that I dealt with burnout. I just had to accept that I was burnt out and still put something out there, knowing that, hey, this might not be great, but once I get back into the swing of things, I'm gonna start putting out bangers again. You got out of ideas the last few videos. It was like 5 out of the last 10 good videos. I get offended. I don't know why I get offended, but I get offended when people say that I'm running out of ideas, because that's never the case. I'm running out of time and money and can't do the ideas that I've had, or I have to switch up my idea last minute and come up with something different. But yeah, sometimes bad photos were gonna happen. I mean, there's nothing I could do. Can you make a hard video? I can. I, in fact, don't want to make hard videos because I feel like they're too easy. With a photo, you have to get more information across with less information being told. In a video, I mean, do something relatively cool and add some cool music to it, and you're good. Will you revisit this kind of project in the future after this is over? Yes, I still want to take some hard photos. There was a lot of photos that I had planned that I would have liked to do, but they were too big that I couldn't do them within the 24-hour time period that I was giving myself. But now that I'm not restricted to a single day, I can actually take more time to plan and properly execute these bigger ideas. So that'll be a long-form video coming up soon. Would you incentivize people to do the same or similar series as you? I want to do it next year. Yeah, go for it. Of course, do not copy me. You gotta add your own spin to it, because a big part of what my series was an expression of myself. So find something that works for you and find a way to express who you are through it. You could take the template, but add your own spin on it. What is any advice you can give to stay consistent and dedicated to something every day? Post it. Make it known to everyone that you are committing to this project. Because once you have eyes on the project, it is harder for you to quit. Why don't I do a course on YouTube? I don't know that much. I'm making most of this stuff up as I go along, and I'm just surprised it's working out. What is your goal from being on social media? To make a living making content that you people enjoy and are entertained by, and hopefully learn some things from as well. Where can I get some super awesome merch? Well, you can pick up some of your favorite photos as a shirt or as a poster at schlanman.store. Have you ever done a presentation for Jschlatt? Yeah. I'm the guy who suggested that we should have a televised program where we have a tournament-style gladiator fight where we watch all the homeless people fight to the death, and whoever wins is awarded a buttload of money. The problem? Homeless people. To clarify, that doesn't come from my actual belief system or like any political ideologies. It was an idea for a sketch that I had when I was like 14 that I've held on to forever. You should grow chops. I can't. I physically cannot. Where did you learn to take photos? YouTube tutorials. One advice you can give a new photographer: just start taking photos on whatever you have. I think I've proven that you could take pretty good photos on any camera that's available to you. Play to its strengths, avoid its weaknesses, and just keep taking photos. Tips on editing photos: don't overdo it, and just play around with the sliders and see what happens. Was it tutorials that made you good at photo editing, or practice? Both. I would open a project, start working on it, and if I wanted to do something and didn't know how to do it, look it up on YouTube, watch it, do it, rinse, repeat until you know the project relatively well. What do you think you gained from taking a hard photo every day? I gained a lot more experience as a photographer since I tried so many different things with so many different cameras. I know my camera's strengths and weaknesses much more now, and I'm personally, I think, better in Lightroom and Photoshop. Tips on shooting with fisheye or extreme wide angle. You need a very clear focus on a subject. You need a clear subject. You're gonna capture a lot in the frame, so make sure we all know what the subject of the photo is. What is your go-to device for retro style video footage? My JVC Super Tape VHS camera. It's because it's just an old camera that shoots on tape. That camera is older than I am. How come you own so many cameras? I bought a handful of them. I got some from my work, inherited a bunch, and found a bunch of great deals at estate sales. Where to get cameras depends on what you're looking for. If you want a cool new modern camera, Best Buy, B&H, those are great. If you want a cool like tape camera or a film camera, estate sales are your friends. 90% of my film cameras, even the Polaroid that I used for the entire series, I got at estate sales. So start looking. Do any artists/photographers inspire you, or is it just tism? It's just the tism. Can you talk about your tattoos? Sure. So as of right now, I have 6 tattoos. The first one I got was this little Lego minifigure. I've always loved Lego. It was a huge part of my childhood growing up, and this was traced from a photo I took. My next tattoo was the Orange Knight from Castle Crashers. One of my favorite games of all time. I have a lot of great memories playing that with my brother as a kid, and I would play as the Orange Knight. Then we have this, which is a custom design by me. It basically represents the 2.5 years that I spent working construction, just to remember everything that I went through and to remind myself that if I push myself hard enough, I can get through anything. I have this cross on my shoulder representing Jesus, and I have it on my shoulder because I wanted it to be the highest, most tattoo on my body. We got this clown Daffy Duck on the back because Looney Tunes is great. I love Daffy Duck, and this was from a great episode. And then we have this pug smoking a pipe in a playing card. Basically, it's a representation of my childhood dog, and also it just looks cool. If photography and videos weren't your thing, what do you think you'd be doing instead? Woodworking. What were some of your first creative outlets that I explored? Lego. I was addicted to that from the age of like, I don't know, 6 till 16 probably. Of course, with Lego comes stop motion, and then I tried doing animation as well, but that was much harder to do, especially when I was younger. Didn't really know what I was doing. What is the short film you're planning about? Well, if you know what the Immortal Snail is, I have an idea to do the Immortal Snail. And also, this photo came from an idea that I've had for a short film, or like a found footage short film. So there's 2 right there. How much money has gone into your equipment, or at least an estimate? A lot. Thankfully though, a lot of the cameras that I do have been passed down to me. Pretty much all of my tape cameras I've inherited. Same with the PowerShot, the Nikon Coolpix. Everything else I'm pretty sure I've bought over the course of like the past 7 years. And if you want to include my like mic and computer setup, we're getting into like the tens of thousands of dollars. What is your greatest achievement? I think my greatest achievement is getting engaged. And to take it a step further, making the ring that I then used to propose. So that was pretty cool. Do you have a girlfriend? No, but I have a fiance. Do you like women? I like one woman. What is my hair and skin routine? So I don't really do much for my hair. I'm not even kidding. I just take a shower with a 2-in-1 dandruff specializing shampoo, take a brush, slick it back, let it air dry, and this is how it falls. I've seen a lot of people asking me what haircut I get. I get whatever this haircut is, and then I just let it grow for like 8 months to a year. Skincare, I don't know, I use this. Do you think of incorporating your faith in Jesus Christ in some of your photos? I think it would be cool. Oh yeah, I've done that once. I think it was day 7. I mean, my faith is just a part of me as a person, so it will obviously have an impact on everything that I do, but when it comes to hard photos, I don't want to take it too far in a way that could possibly be blasphemous. I think the closest thing that even offended some people was crucifying Woody. But I think the Lego Jesus from day 7 was one of my favorites, because I also got to incorporate Saint Longinus, and that dude's story is sick. Do you recognize the person you were when you started the Hard Photos project? Yeah, I think. I don't really know what that means, but yes, I think. Oh, talk about the boxing gloves with the Mexican/US flags that I have on my wall. They used to be my dad's. I don't really even know where he got them from. As long as I can remember, he had them in his office, and then eventually he brought them home and was just like, here, I want you to have them. I don't know. Where the hell got you all this fancy stuff from What? Where the hell got you all this fancy stuff from in your room? Are you talking about my wall? My dad, my fiance, Hobby Lobby, my brother. I made that, I made that, I made that, I made that, I made that. My sister, my fiance, my grandparents, Amazon, my brother, my fiance's father, my dad, my mom took that from an abandoned church. My dad, I made that, and just little figurines I've collected over the years. Some dead guy at our church, bought it on eBay, made that myself. Hope that helps. Muggsy hit test. I have like 2 videos on my channel where I do that, but I do in the future want to get one of those like ballistic dummies and see what this thing will do to that. Opinion on JoJo's. I love it. Which JoJo is your favorite? Joseph Joestar. Favorite JoJo part? 3, 5, 4, 6, 2, 1. Very close together though. Love them all. JoJo's or Berserk? Choose carefully. Who's at the top? I want to know. I like JoJo's better. It holds a special place in my heart because of how over the top and goofy it is and bizarre. But Berserk objectively is better. Reading that changed my life, dude. My outlook on life has never been the same. What kind of cigarettes do you like the most? Personally, I'm more of a myself. What's your favorite video game? Doom Eternal. My brother's like top 10 of all time in that game. Maybe I should make a video about that. Do you pay taxes? Asking for a friend. What do you think of the political economic state of the world right now? What are you, Jaden Smith? Music suggestions. Grim Salvo. Also Marty Robbins. What's your opinion? The best one. Anyway, this turned out longer than I expected, but thanks for sticking around if you made it all the way through. I hope you stay tuned, and again, thank you for 10,000 followers. I will see you in the next one, and remember, stay hard.